What's good, YouTube? Vakasa Kabi here. So we're diving into a request from Peaked. This is another one from Lowkey. This is called Ahmed. Now, there is a description here that I'm going to read for this song. It is inspired by the Syrian refugee crisis and more specifically the death of Alan Kurdi, a 3-year-old Syrian boy of Kurdish ethnic background whose image made global headlines after he drowned on the 2nd of September 2015 in the Mediterranean Sea. Lowkey is always getting into these kind of things, and I respect him for that so much. His message is one of the most important that we've ever had on the channel. In my own opinion, I think that the level of bluntness and the level of honesty to real world situations that he has as a lyricist, it stands out so much, and it really is an important thing that he raises awareness for the topics that he does. I respect him so much for that. So we're going to get into some Lowkey for you guys tonight. If you are new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe for me. We talk about mental health, addiction, world issues, everything in between. Break down all the lyrics, instrumentation. I like going the whole 9 yards and diving into the lyrical analysis of these songs because we get into some very important discussions that are very beneficial. I'm very grateful to have this community here where we can spread love and blessings with each other and share our own stories and our own testimonies of things that we've gone through in our life that inspire each other to continue to want to do better each and every day. If you're going through anything, mental health struggles, addiction struggles, or just having a lot of bad times, remember it can always get better. Go get professional help if you're in that bad of a situation. I had to do that for myself, and now I'm standing here and I'm able to make these videos for you guys, and I'm able to help inspire you guys to also be inspired inside of your life. That's the ultimate goal here with this, and I appreciate you guys always tuning in and always hanging out and having awesome conversations about the things that go on in the world. It's very inspiring, and I'm glad that we can have this community. It's a blessing. So we're going to get into this one for you. I'm Vakasa Kabi. A reaction video a day or 3. Keep the doctor away. Fuck those apples. This is Lowkey Ahmed.
His young life was as delicate as the wing of a butterfly, and as fragile as a spider's web. For him we cry, 'cause when he dies, we all do.
It's gonna be one of those nights. Lowkey, my guy. That's about right. He certainly is a special artist, is he not? Wow. So as this scenario right here just happened, this that I have back here on my wall decided it was going to take a tumble off of the wall. Precisely. Right? Message sent and received on that one, my friends. Wow. That was crazy. I had to show you guys that. Lowkey said his young life was as delicate as the wings of a butterfly and as fragile as a spider's web. For him we cry, because when he dies we all do. That's the best way I've ever heard that put into a song. That hits the soul to the room shakingly, quite literally. I mean, wow. Lowkey, you gotta chill, man. We haven't even started a verse yet.
Did Ahmed not deserve a life? Ahmed never hurt a fly. Ahmed never knew the politicians he was murdered by. Certain times Ahmed wished that he could be a bird and fly beyond the sky, escape the curse of birth that he was burdened by. Ahmed never grew to let your racism internalize. Water poured from every pore in his corpse while the nurses cried. Ahmed was a beautiful person, like you or I.
Wow.
But are we? Ahmed could have been a doctor, lawyer or an engineer. Could have been a superstar, but his life ended here. Guess he was a shooting star, burned bright and disappeared. To some he seems to represent a menace in this hemisphere. Let me hear, make the very essence of this message clear. He was precious, many die like him every year. Ahmed was a victim of resentment and relentless fear. Now his soul surfs the waves, I wish we could have kept him here.
Let's see. This one's gonna be a tough one, guys. This is gonna be real tough. But we're breaking this down, right? This is why, like in the Russell Morris song that we did yesterday, we had the anti-war discussion. And this song is now, to follow that up, perfectly explains why. Even better. Probably the most important reason why. Listen to this, man. This is some of the realest lyricism I've ever heard, if not the realest, right? Modern times, that is. Did Ahmed not deserve a life? Ahmed never hurt a fly. That's the first bar, man. Lowkey has organized this song in a way where after the first lines, he doesn't even have to say anymore, but he still is going to. Ahmed never knew the politicians he was murdered by. It's evil, wicked people at the top in power. Don't think that just because they're your leaders that they're supposed to be your leaders. There's only one leader that you need, and you all know who that is. You guys know where I stand. Certain times Ahmed wished that he could be a bird and fly beyond the sky, escape the curse of birth that he was burdened by. It's saying we're cursing our youth into these lives where they could just be murdered by politicians as children. And what kind of world is that? Where our celebrities are acting like P. Diddy right now. Where our leaders are acting like Joe Biden right now. And we could continue on, right? Ahmed never grew to let your racism internalize. Oh my goodness. He said he never even had a chance to try to understand it all. Water poured from every pore in his corpse while the nurses cried. Ahmed was a beautiful person like you or I, but are we? That's the good question to ask right there. But are we? Right? Look at what we allow to happen in the world. Right? It's kind of insane that there's so many people that have we have the capability. If we really all just came together, we really could just rip it apart and rebuild it, so to speak. I mean, unless they decided to just solve it by blowing everything up, obviously. That's an option for them. But what would that leave for them? Right? What is greed without something to steal from? Where would that leave them without us? What is greed without someone to steal from? That's the question I pose to them in that scenario. You're nothing. Because now what you thrive off of can't exist unless you all start to turn on each other then. Eh? Checkmate. Ahmed could have been a doctor, lawyer, or an engineer. Could have been a superstar, but his life ended here. Guess he was a shooting star, burn bright and disappear. That's a beautiful, beautiful bar. To some, he seems to represent a menace in this hemisphere. Wow. Wow, that's talking about the racism and the xenophobia of the world, right? And even in their own land as well. Religion can tie into that a lot as well, right? Let me here make the very essence of this message clear. He was precious, many die like him every year. Ahmed was a victim of resentment and relentless fear. Now his soul surfs the waves. I wish we could have kept him here. As do we all, Lowkey. As do we all. Well said. So well said. This is unbelievably sad, but this needed to be done. And Lowkey is the person that should have done it. Wow. We still got so much more to go. Wow.
See, it holds our secrets. The sea, it holds his soul. They call him Ahmed. The sea, it holds our secrets. The sea, it holds his soul.
Ahmed's ancestors introduced to Europe Greek philosophy, brought with them irrigation, mathematics and astronomy. Symbolically, irony of this horror isn't lost on me. Trying to get to Europe via Greece is where he's lost at sea. Ahmed, not Ahmed, it's Ahmed, he's that dead. Toddler lying lifeless on the beach with his back bent, arms spread, reaching the direction that his dad went. If he made it here, would have been bullied for his accent. He was captured by the ocean, paralyzed and frozen while these parasites sat and typed, analyzing clothing out for resources. We all compete beyond the talk of war and peace and talk of porous borders. There is corpses on the shore of Greece. They found a teddy next to where his body was found. The sea swallowed him, politics has swallowed him now, and those responsible, Ahmed's ghost will follow them now. To the family, all we can say is we are sorry he drowned, because
the sea, it holds.
Peaked warned me about this whenever it was sent to me. But I think this is the most important message we've ever had on the channel in a song. And I'm not surprised, because it's Lowkey. It's painful. This is a painful song, and the visuals in the video are perfect. Perfect visuals. So hammers everything home very well. Lowkey is such a masterful artist with the messages and really getting them out there in the best fashion possible. This is beautifully written, even though it's so tragic. Let's get into these. Ahmed's ancestors introduced to Europe Greek philosophy, brought with them irrigation, mathematics, and astronomy. Wow. Irrigation, mathematics, and astronomy, Europe and Greek philosophy. Wow. Symbolically, irony of this horror isn't lost on me. Trying to get to Europe via Greece is where he's lost at sea. Damn, man. He said, Ahmed, not Ahmed. It's Ahmed, he's that dead. Oh. Toddler lying lifeless on the beach with his back bent. Lowkey doesn't pull punches, and I really appreciate that. He forces you to acknowledge it for the true scenario that it is in the world, and that bar will leave your back bent. You can feel that, man. That is... Lowkey is so important. I respect Lowkey so much. Arms spread, reaching the direction that his dad went. If he made it here, would have been bullied for his accent. Oh, God. It's so ridiculous, man. I'll never understand that, like, just bullying somebody over their speech and stuff like that because of where they're from or whatever. Every place has its own speech, even down to small cities. Even small cities have their own accents. If you hang out long enough, you'll recognize it. It's very interesting. I think it's fantastic that we have that inside of our languages. But what he's saying here is that a lot of people in the world will bully a person over that and treat them as less than, and I think that's something we need to work on. Just be better, guys. Be better. If you do that, you're a person that does that, just be better, man. You can do better. He was captured by the ocean, paralyzed and frozen, while these parasites sat and typed, analyzing clothing. Man. There's annotations for these things, too, as well. Wow. So that Ahmed, not Ahmed, as well. There is an annotation. The name of the song's subject is Ahmed, which is frequently mispronounced as Ahmed by Westerners, possibly due to the influence of comedian Jeff Dunham's, Jeff Dunham's puppet. Yeah. I got you. Yeah. So he's just clarifying a misconception with that bar. That's what I thought he was doing. I thought that's the direction he was going there. But while these parasites sat and typed has one as well. Let's see. Alright, whilst the toddler Lowkey speaks of was lying victim to rigor mortis after his tragic end, much more fortunate Western youth filled their easy lives and times by perpetuating hate and showing their ignorance by making light of such incidences online, lacking empathy and mocking the dressed sense of the poverty-stricken refugees, and a shameful and damning testament to the situation which exists. That is disgusting. Privilege breeds such ignorance and is a key issue preventing people from effectively coming together to address the refugee crisis. People only care when directly affected, and today's pampered Western youth are spoiled to the point that comprehension of Ahmed's situation is impossible for them to understand or sympathize with due to their polarized existence. Facts right there. Couldn't have said it better myself. That is facts right there. That annotation nailed it. Man. That got me heated. I had to bite my tongue for that. I can't even hold you guys. Now for resources, we all compete beyond the talk of war and peace and talk of porous border. There is corpses on the shore of Greece. The way that he's able to say this lyrically and make it the most real thing in the entire world. Like, this is a movie with words. He's literally replaying the thoughts that probably went through his brain as he was watching this kind of thing play out. Wow. They found a teddy next to where his body was found. The sea swallowed and politics has swallowed him now. Good God. Punches. He's saying now his name's being disrespected on the internet and stuff like that by these insensitive pricks, right? Excuse my language. Like, Lord, that's unbelievable. It's unacceptable and disgusting. It's shallow. It's so gross. Those responsible, Ahmed's ghost will follow them now To the family, all we can say is we are sorry he drowned. Yeah. Wow. Rest in peace, man. It's so sad. There's still a whole nother verse. Guys, it's 3:16 right now, right? Sheesh.
Secrets. The sea, it holds his soul. They call him Ahmed. The sea, it holds our secrets. The sea, it holds his soul.
They say, let him drown, let him drown, let him drown. What have you done? Let him drown, let him drown. No, what have we become? Don't let him drown. No, don't let him drown. And they say, let him drown, let him drown, let him drown. What have you done? Don't let him drown, let him drown. No, what have we become? Don't let him drown. Please don't let him drown. Ahmed could have been you, and Ahmed could have been me. We need to understand the policies that put him in the sea. We need to understand why it is the beach is full of dying kids. A colonial metropole people want to reside in. If he did, would he make it or fall to something that's deeper? End up like Jimmy and Benga or Khalid Abu Dharifa. A picture by Javier Paulus on the beaches of Tarifa made me see some would grieve more if Ahmed was a creature with 4 legs. Then they would consider him legitimate. Those like him braving barbed wire, burning off their fingertips while force alien. That mentality still exists as privilege. The difference between the expat and an immigrant. For I'm a Somali and Uthman Rasul Muhammad. When you take others' humanity, it's only yours that's stunted, not a swarm. There are sisters and brothers, that's the sum of it. The cockroaches here are in the media and the government, not the sea.
The sea, it holds our secrets.
Lowkey gotta be the realist, man. I'm telling you. He breaks me. In a necessary and good way, like a way of growth and knowledge, right? But, I mean, goodness. It is so much to take in. He said, Ahmed could have been you, and Ahmed could have been me. We need to understand the policies that put him in the sea. Education. He's talking about how there's so much ignorance in the world as well in this, especially that bar about, right, the mispronunciation, and as well the internet comment section and everything like that, the disgusting jokes and disgusting racist statements and stuff like that that were made in the comment section. It's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Ignorance, man. He's just saying we need to understand these policies, right? It's the only way you can do something about it. We need to understand why it is the beach is full of dying kids, a colonial metropole people want to reside in. If he did, would he make it or fall to something that's deeper, end up like Jimmy Mubanga or Khalid Abu Zarifa? Hold on. Annotations right here. Alright, Jimmy Mubanga was an Angolan national who died at the hands of his G4S security handlers whilst being restrained on a flight in 2010. He was being deported to Angola from the UK but fought to escape custody due to his fear of the consequences he would face upon arrival in his native country. The overzealous restraint caused him to suffocate to death, and his guards were found not guilty on charges of his manslaughter. Wow. A picture by Javier Baluz on the beaches of Tarifa. Alright, what's this here? Javier Baluz won a Pulitzer Prize for his 2000 photograph, Death at the Door of Paradise, which showed a couple enjoying a day at the beach in Tarifa, Spain, undisturbed by the corpse of a recently washed up refugee. Oh my goodness. The picture's actually there. What? The picture was part of a report on the entry of illegal immigrants through the beaches of Western Europe. shows the contrast of lives between the couples and the persons who died, one of luxury and the other of trying to get to Europe for the chance of a better life, at the expense of risking theirs. The corpse was left for several hours, not affecting the locals and tourists on the beach at all. The couple reflect how normal this scene is to tourists and locals in the Mediterranean region. They're so used to seeing dead bodies washed up on the shore that it's now normalized, an indication of the abundance of immigrants who've died in the midst of their journeys. That is insane. That is one of the craziest, if not the craziest things that I've ever heard in my entire life. That it's so frequent that it's just normalized to see. What in the world? This is education right here. Low-key is different, man. Made me see some would agree more if Ahmed was a creature with 4 legs, then they would consider him legitimate. Yeah, they're saying people would cry more over their dog drowning, is what he's saying. That's exactly how they're acting in that picture that won the Pulitzer. Wow, some people are just different, man. I don't even know. Those like him braving barbed wire burning off their fingertips. Balfour's Alien Act, the mentality still exists. What's Balfour's Alien Act? There's an annotation. What is that exactly? On the 2nd of November 1917, Sir Arthur James Balfour signed a letter declaring his intention of helping the newly formed Zionist Federation create their own nation in the land of Palestine. This led to the founding of the State of Israel in 1948 and the ensuing conflict between Israel and Palestine that is ongoing today. The mentality that Lowkey refers to here is most probably that of Balfour, a man who believes that he has the power to promise the land of country that is not his to promise to another group of people. Not only this, but it was not promised under the good intentions of supporting the Jewish community, but rather to garner the support of the Jewish community to the Allied war effort. Oh, okay. It is also purported that other motivations for this promise included having a British-backed Jewish state in the region to protect British interests with regards to the Suez Canal. Wow, this is deep. Wow, man. Is privilege the difference between an expat and an immigrant? For Amma Soumani and Osman Razul Muhammad, when you take others' humanity, it's only yours that's stunted, not a swarm. Wow. There's so many annotations here. Amma Soumani was a Ghanaian woman that was deported from the UK because her visa expired while she was in the hospital undergoing dialysis treatment for her terminal myeloma cancer. Her health proceeded to deteriorate and she later died in Ghana due to not having access to a drug that could have saved her life. That is wild. Wow. Osman Razul Muhammad had his British citizenship refused after 10 years in the country, not to mention his children who had citizenship. He fell from a balcony in a suspect suicide and was allegedly being encouraged to jump by a crowd. What the hell? There are sisters and brothers, that's the sum of it. The cockroaches here are in the media and the government, not the sea. Yeah, but they fucking should be in the sea, though, I'll say that much. My apologies for my language there, but Lord. Oh, man. This is one of the best songs that we've had on the channel. One of the most important messages we've ever had. Lowkey. Wow. Praise be to you. Blessings to Lowkey, man. My word. I'm baffled. This is easily one of the best things we've ever had on the channel. Peaked. Thank you for this one. This is a lot.
The sea, it holds his soul. Think They call him Ahmed. The sea, it holds our secrets. The sea, it holds his soul. They call him Ahmed. Ahmed never knew the politicians he was murdered by.
The backing vocals are beautiful.
Politicians he was murdered by. Ahmed never knew the politicians he was murdered by.
They all laugh at him, he says.
Wait a minute, did you have something to do with it? Yes. No, yes, no. No, that Navy SEAL training was just for laughs. Wait a minute, you trained as a Navy SEAL? No, no, how did you know? Who said anything about Navy SEALs? I'm just a simple little terrorist. Stop interrogating me, damn it, you're good at this!
Yeah, Lowkey is something wonderful for sure. My word. I think I said everything I have to say, and we certainly covered everything we need to cover. Prayers to everybody involved in the conflicts going on in these areas. This is a crazy world that we're living in, and I send all positivity, blessings, and prayers in that direction, and everybody watching this, please do that as well. The original video will be in the description. As always, subscribe to Lowkey, support the artists on the channel. That's what we do this for, get the music out into the world, discuss these topics. This one was one of the most important we've ever done. Peaked. Thank you again. I love you guys. Thank you for building this community with me. I'm Vakasa Kabi. A reaction video a day or 3. Keep the doctor away. Fuck those apples. Leave a like for me. Comment, suggestions, subscribe up that way. Bang the notification bell for me. I'll see you guys in the next ones. I love you so much. Have a blessed night. Peace.